Please stand for the arrival of the official party and the playing of the German and American national anthems. As a reminder, during the national anthems, all military should stand at attention facing the flag. It is appropriate for our civilian guests to place their right hand over their heart. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Good afternoon, and welcome to the Kisling Non-Commissioned Officer Academy's Intermediate Leadership Experience graduation for Class 17-6. I am Technical Sergeant Keontae Campbell-Carrington, your Master of Ceremonies, and on behalf of the Commandant and cadre of the Kisling Non-Commissioned Officer Academy, I am delighted to welcome you to today's event. Thank you for the Woodwind Band from the United States Air Forces in Europe for the excellent renditions of the German and American national anthems. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, it is my honor to introduce our distinguished guests. Our guest speaker for today's ceremony is Deputy Chief of Staff, Headquarters United States Air Forces in Europe and Air Forces Africa, Retired Colonel Raymond Strasburg. The Commandant of the Kisling Non-Commissioned Officer Academy, Chief Master Sergeant Kathy Glasgow. The Command Chief, Headquarters United States Air Forces in Europe and Air Forces Africa, Chief Master Sergeant Philip Easton. The Command Chief, 20th Air Force in Task Force 214, Chief Master Sergeant Thomas Good. Commander 8310, Brigadier General Thomas Ayers. The Command Chief, 3rd Air Force, Chief Master Sergeant Anthony Cruz-Munoz. Vice Commander Commander, 86th Airlift Wing, Colonel Joseph Winkus. Representing the Command Chief, 86th Airlift Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Michael Higby. Vice Commander, 435th Air Ground Operations Wing, Colonel Matthew Balea. Representing the Command Chief, 435th Air Ground Operations Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Michael Taylor. Vice Commander, 521st Air Mobility Operations Wing, Colonel Bradley Spears. Command Chief Master Sergeant, 521st Air Mobility Operations Wing, Chief Master Sergeant David Satchler. We want to recognize all directors, commanders, Chief Master Sergeants, First Sergeants, supervisors, mentors, and friends of our graduates who have extended their support throughout the course. Thank you for being a part of today's ceremony. We also want to pay special recognition to the individuals whose support cannot truly be measured, our graduates' families. They have sacrificed for mission requirements, TDY commitments, deployments, and PCS moves. These sacrifices are not uncommon to those who are part of the Air Force family. Their families' contributions have advanced the NCOs to arrive at this point in their career. Will the spouses, significant others, and family members of the graduates please stand and be recognized? Thank you, and please be seated. This afternoon, we celebrate the successful completion of the Non-Commissioned Officer Academy's Intermediate Leadership Experience for our 136 non-commissioned officers. The ILE course is designed to develop adaptable NCOs for current and future leadership and management challenges. In order to think and act critically in complex and ambiguous environments, such as the ones we face every day. Today's graduates, with a class average of 9.3 years time in service, represent an elite group of junior NCOs from across East Africa. They led the charge and completed their distance learning course, and have now capstoned their junior enlisted education with the completion of the ILE. Our students devoted themselves to 198 academic hours, which focused on 192 competencies and 38 leadership behaviors. They successfully accomplished 25 academic days, 7 graded written assignments, and 2 graded briefings. Each student had 360-degree feedback daily from peers and instructors. The feedback provoked individual self-reflection and ultimately drove a change in their behavior. This graduation ceremony is a proud part of our professional arms. It is a time to recognize how our enlisted leaders challenge, train, mentor, and guide the future of our great Air Force, our airmen. There were many discussions and displays of leadership throughout the 25 academic days. A select few NCOs are distinguished by the ropes they are wearing. These ropes represent Class 17-6's student leadership. These students led their peers throughout the entire experience. Our class leader is wearing a red robe, and our 12 flight leaders are identified by the yellow ropes they wear. The black ropes represent the key players for our reveille and retreat ceremonies held throughout the class. Students of 17-6, congratulations. You've risen to the challenges placed in front of you and have succeeded. This ceremony, the reason we're here today, is to salute you. We sincerely hope that your intermediate leadership experience will always be one you will remember. At this time, it is with great pleasure that we introduce our guest speaker for this afternoon. Mr. Raymond Strasburger currently serves as the Deputy Chief of Staff, Headquarters United States Air Forces in Europe and Air Forces Africa, Ramstein Air Base, Germany. He retired from the U.S. Air Force in 2014 as a colonel after 30 years of service. During his active duty service, he served as both a B-52 navigator and an A-10 pilot and commanded at the squadron and group level. He deployed in support of multiple operations to include Southern Watch, Enduring Freedom, and Iraqi Freedom, where he accumulated 800 combat hours and earned multiple decorations to include the Silver Star. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce retired Colonel Raymond Strasburger.
All right, we're going to see if this works. Good afternoon, everybody. That was not good enough. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. That is significantly better. Thank you so much. So, I'm going to confine the majority of my remarks to the class today, okay? And so, as I speak today, I want everybody to understand that I'm speaking to the class. But I'm hopeful that there are some things that all of us can pick up based on my remarks. And I have to tell you, I wasn't prepared for this kind of an audience. And here's why. I don't know how all of you prepare for your remarks when we do things like this and we get the opportunity to engage with our brothers and sisters. I kind of prepare about 2 weeks out and I start thinking about the message that I want to communicate. But I don't put anything in writing. It's just kind of swirling around in this chiseled nugget that you see in front of you. And then, depending upon the time that I have, the day prior to execution and the morning of execution, that's when I sit down and I start to write and I really try to weave things together. Yesterday was an exceptionally busy day at work. Last night was an exceptionally busy day at work. And thus far this morning was the best part of the last 24 hours. And the reason why is because I got to listen to Chief Glasscock and I got to watch Spirits of the Past. And for those of you that have not seen Spirits of the Past, I would encourage you to, at the next venue when you know they're performing, you need to make time to go. And you need to do that with your families. It was absolutely incredible this morning and it was inspirational to me. And there's a couple of ground rules that I typically talk about. One of them is I do my very best not to get emotional when I speak, but I can't help it. I just can't help it because I'm here with this sea of blue brothers and sisters and their families, and that just gets me all fired up. So I'm back in the headquarters building after having just seen Spirits of the Past. And I'm in the stairwell walking up to the office and I get hit right away. I'm getting pummeled. And I thought to myself, I am completely resilient. And the reason why is because I got the opportunity to spend the morning with the Kisling NCOA Academy. Truly extraordinary. Love you guys. So, before I continue, I got to make sure that I single out the families. Because I wasn't prepared to speak to families today. And some of the reason why is because when I do give remarks, I like to use colorful language sometimes. And so I have to completely modify that behavior, which will be exceptionally difficult for me. So, Kimberly Spain, where are you? Where are you?
Right here.
All right, you keep me honest. You keep me honest on being good with my words, and you keep me honest on time. The other thing Kimberly tried to do was she tried to contain me to 10 minutes. Anybody who knows me knows that's not happening. She told me, Chief, maybe 12-ish, maybe. We'll see how that goes too. I'll do my best. So the theme that I picked out of the Chief's remarks this morning and the Spirits of the Past is our heritage, it's our legacy, it's what's bequeathed to us as airmen in the United States Air Force, or frankly, as airmen in the Israeli Air Force or in the Bulgarian Air Force. And we did have an Israeli student, and we had 2 Bulgarian students in our class. And I know that their nation's air forces feel the same way about their legacy of honor and their tradition of valor. And so that got me thinking a little bit this morning, and it got me thinking about standing on the shoulders of giants. I know we hear that terminology, and sometimes it's a little bit of a cliche, but when you stop and think about it and you internalize it in your own experience and you think about the people that you've had the honor and privilege of serving with, we really do. It's just that they're just ordinary people, just like all of us. But they're dedicated to their nation and to their Air Force and to something that's larger than themselves. Before we begin, now this is going to be a little bit non-traditional, but I want everybody to bear with me. So I want the graduates, I want you to just close your eyes for a second, okay? And I don't want you to worry about a thing. I'm not coming to hit you. Listen and think. I, Raymond T. Stratzberger, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States, and I will obey the orders of the officers appointed over me, according to regulation and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God. Okay, let's open up your eyes. So why did I do that? I want somebody from the class to tell me why I did that. No volunteers. Kimberly. Why did I do that?
I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because you haven't left the Air Force. Still a part of it.
I am a civilian airman. He's right. Thank you, Doug, for that. I haven't left the Air Force. It's the foundation, right? It's from which everything grows in our service to our nation and to our citizenry. And all of those airmen that have bequeathed that legacy of honor and tradition of valor to us, they took the same oath. Just like we saw this morning in Spirits of the Past. Our nation, our citizenry, coalitions, allies, they depend on us to honor our oath of office. At the expense of our life, if that's what's required. And we would do that for the United States of America, and we would do that for friendly nations. But more importantly, we do it for our brother that's on the left of us and our sister that's on the right of us. Whether it's serving in peacetime operations or it's serving in combat operations, that's what it comes down to. It comes down to us as airmen. It comes down to us as individuals. It comes down to us as families. Commanders, first shirts. You better have it in here. And I know that our graduates have it in there. And I'm excited about the fact that you're getting ready to go back to your families, to your units, to the tactical execution of the mission of the United States Air Force, and you will be inspirational by virtue of your experience at the Kisling NCOA Academy. We do have that sacred bond as airmen. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. I just wish, Doug, I didn't represent yesterday. And I kind of wish I looked a little bit more like you guys instead of the way I look right now. But I'll talk about how I'll take your place if I need to at the end of my remarks. So, what do I charge you with? as you leave the academy and you go back to your units. I charge you to be a leader. I charge you to lead in your personal and in your professional life by your example. And I charge you every day to wake up, be thankful for the opportunity that you have to wear the cloth of our nation, and make a decision to be inspirational and to take care of your airmen. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some of those giants that I talked about earlier that were so influential for me. And because Kimberly Spain has only given me another 6 minutes to do this, it's going to happen pretty quickly. The first person that I want to talk about is somebody that you guys may know. Chief George Anderson, Headquarters United States Air Force, First Shirt. When I was a young lieutenant, I started to learn about trying to be calm in the storm. And then, things ebb and flow through the course of your career. You get a little older, you spend 30 years as an airman, you retire, you become a deputy chief of staff at a CMAGCOM, and you kind of get involved in all that swirl, the day-to-day swirl, the day-to-day chaos. And sometimes you get frustrated and you don't want to take a meeting and you don't want to pick up the phone and you don't want to work until 2000 at nighttime. And you start to feel bad, you start to feel sad, and you're kind of down on things. And then who pops in the door? Chief Anderson. Calm, cool, collected, somebody that inspires me and somebody makes me better than what I am and makes me refocus on what my mission is and refocus on the airmen. Sir, calm down. It's going to be fine. Think about the mission. Think about our airmen. Those are your priorities. I stand on Chief Anderson's shoulders. Next, Senior Joel Decker. Senior Joel Decker from our A1 team. He's also a part of the team that leads Professional Arms Center of Excellence Integration in our CMAGCOM. What did I learn from him? His body is broke. He's going to be forced to retire here very soon because of his service to our nation. And every single day, that guy is up, looking sharp, getting after it, and inspiring the people that serve with him. That's a man that also taught me about balance, right? I've had the privilege of going TDY with him before and having dinner with him, and I probably shouldn't say this, but maybe having a Jack Daniels with him. And that man's got balance. Loves his wife, dearly loves his children, getting ready to retire to go back and start farming with his son back in Virginia here. Retires at the end of this month. And I walk on that man's, or I stand on that man's shoulders. You don't know this individual. Master Sergeant Mike Streeter, Production Supervisor, 75th Fighter Squadron. What did Streeter teach me? Streeter taught me about technical competence. And he taught me that well-led and inspired young men and women will conquer mountains to do what you ask them to do. He was our production supervisor during 4 years of combat operations in Afghanistan and in Iraq. I can't begin to tell you how many times I turned to him and I was worried about whether or not we were going to be able to provide combat power to soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines on the ground who were dying every day. Streeter would put his arm around my shoulder and he'd say, "Come on, sir, let's take a walk." And we would go to the smoke pit. And all the young airmen working on the flight line would sit back and they'd chuckle and they'd talk about how Streeter's going to school the old man. And he's going to calm him down, and he's going to let him know that everything's going to be all right. We're going to have 12 jets tomorrow. And we're going to bring everybody home to their families. And damn it, Streeter didn't do it. I stand on Streeter's shoulders. Many of you in here know Master Sergeant Tim Herman. He and his wife Sherry just left to go be part of the 91st Security Forces Group at Minot Air Force Base, North Dakota. Used to be our unit deployment manager here in CCQ. What did Tim Herman teach me about? He taught me that unbridled enthusiasm and a little touch of passion, harnessed properly, can make the world a difference for the mission and for your airmen. I never saw that guy without a smile on his face. I never saw him not looking energetic and ready to go. And I never saw him not challenging me to be better than who I am. Tim Herman. Making me a better man. And the last one, well, it's the second one. You may know her too. Master Sergeant Leslie Seibert, who's a recruiter here on Ramstown. And this is the part where I hope I don't get choked up. So, about 2 years ago, Kimberly, where are you? How much time do I have?
You're about 15.
Did you hear that? She said you're about 6 minutes over. All right, I'm hustling. 2 years ago, my son comes to me and he said, Dad, he goes, I finally figured it out. I know what I want to do in my life. I want to serve my nation. I want to earn my commission in the Air Force. And I want to fly jets. And I looked at him and I said, dude, you're 26 years old. What took you so long? And so here we are. There was a young man. I'm going to talk about Leslie, but I'm also going to talk about Staff Sergeant Ron Rutledge. Staff Sergeant Ron Rutledge was my first B-52 gunner. When I started out as a brand new second lieutenant in the United States Air Force at K.I. Sawyer Air Force Base. Spent a lot of time with that young man on alert. Ron Rutledge was the NCO who helped teach me what it meant to be an officer in our Air Force. Patient, kind, compassionate, respectful of our relationship with each other, able to tell me things in a very professional and polite way, when underneath that skin he was seething because he was so angry at me, because I didn't understand and I didn't get it. Ron Rutledge, Staff Sergeant. I stand on his shoulders. And now back to Leslie. And back to my son. I'm almost done. So Leslie takes my son under her wing and spends 2 years of her life trying to get that boy accepted into OTS. And he's going. What Leslie taught me was dedication to duty makes a difference in people's lives. Being passionate about what you do makes a difference in people's lives. So this is my charge to you. My son's going to be a young second lieutenant, God willing, and I'm going to give him to you. We always talk about the role of our senior NCOs and our NCOs and our airmen as being responsible for their subordinates. And I want you to know you're responsible for my son too. You have got to do for him what Ron Rutledge and what Leslie Seibert and what Tim Herman and what George Anderson and what Joel Decker did for me every day. And at the same time, you got to take care of your airmen and you got to take care of your families. That's my charge to you. And my final statement is this. And we talked about this when we had the opportunity to talk last week. I would trade places with you right now because I no longer am able to wear the cloth of our nation. Treasure it, and when you get tired, and when it becomes arduous, and maybe you don't understand Commander's guidance and intent, and maybe you start to have a few doubts, I want you to know I'm there with you. I'm walking by your side. And I want to be proud of you, and I want to be inspired, and I want to be one of your airmen. And if that's not enough, and you need a break, you call me, and I'll come and take your place. Do well. Take care of your team. Remember to get up every day and concentrate on inspiration, and you will take our Air Force to unlimited limits. Thank you very much for the opportunity to spend a little time with you today.
Mr. Strasburger, thank you for your inspirational words and encouragement. The Kisling NCOA Academy has made a donation on your behalf to the Ronald McDonald House. Thank you again. Can we please give another round? Mr. Strasburger and Chief Glasscock, I'm going to ask you to come back to the stage together. Now we will present our awards. Throughout the Air Force and enlisted professional military education, it is a tradition to recognize excellence in performance, and we do this through our awards program. Families and friends, please feel free to come forward and take photographs. Our first presentation is the Commandant's Award. This award recognizes the student who displayed outstanding leadership within the classroom, exhibited exceptional military bearing, and highly effective interpersonal skills. 4 students were selected by their peers and instructors to be considered for the Commandant's Award. Chief Glasscock interviewed all nominees and made the final selection. Nominees, as I announce your name, please stand and remain standing until all nominees are announced. Audience, please hold your applause until the names of all 4 nominees are announced. And the nominees are: from Galaxy Flight, Technical Sergeant Adam Bacon. From Reaper Flight, Technical Sergeant John Houston. From Raptor Flight, Technical Sergeant Anthony Robertson. From Thunderbolt Flight, Technical Sergeant Liza Tana. All of our nominees are truly outstanding leaders and very deserving of this recognition. Let's give them all a round of applause. Nominees, you may be seated. The Kisling Non-Commissioned Officer Academy's Commandant Award winner is, from Reaper Flight, Technical Sergeant Sergeant Houston is a member of the 321st Special Tactics Squadron, Mildenhall. The next award is the Academic Achievement Award. It's awarded to the student who has shown excellence as a scholar by achieving the highest combined score on all summative evaluations. The Academic Achievement Award winner is, From Thunderbolt Flight, Technical Sergeant Liza Tina. Sergeant Tino is a member of the 31st Operations Support Squadron, Aviano. Our next award presentations are the Distinguished Graduate Awards. These awards highlight excellence as a leader and a scholar. It represents the top 10% of the class, and 13 students have earned this exceptional distinction. Ladies and gentlemen, our distinguished graduates are, from Reaper Flight, Technical Sergeant John Houston. Member of the 321st Special Tactics Squadron, Mildenhall. From Reaper Flight, Technical Sergeant Jonathan Moros. Sergeant Moros is a member of the 86th Aerospace Medicine Squadron, Ramstein. From Predator, Technical Sergeant David DeJesus. Sergeant DeJesus is a member of the 52nd Maintenance Group, Spain Valley.
Okay, police, the police!
From Predator Flight, Technical Sergeant Michael Starkovich. Sergeant Starkovich is a member of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization Mission Support Flight Geilenkirchen. From Atlas Flight, Technical Sergeant Brandon Shirley. Sergeant Shirley is a member of the 725th Air Mobility Squadron, Rota. From Atlas Flight, Technical Sergeant Jedediah Morris. Sergeant Morris is a member of the Headquarters Special Operations Command, Europe, J8 Stuttgart. From Raptor Flight, Technical Sergeant Anthony Robertson. Sergeant Robertson is a member of Detachment 2, 25th Intelligence Squadron, Mildenhall. From Eagle Flight, Technical Sergeant Carl Knott. Sergeant Knott is a member of the 700 Contracting Squadron, Capone. From K-Hawk Flight, Technical Sergeant Aisha Ross. Sergeant Ross is a member of the 31st Communications Squadron, Aviano. From Galaxy Flight, Technical Sergeant Samantha Maitridge. Sergeant Maitridge is a member of the 86th Force Support Squadron, Capone. From Hercules Flight, Technical Sergeant Lauren Everett. Sergeant Everett is a member of the 48th Medical Operations Squadron, Lake and Heath. From Thunderbolt Flight, Technical Sergeant Patrick Wood. Sergeant Wood is a member of the 450th Intelligence Squadron, Ramstein. From Thunderbolt Flight, Technical Sergeant Liza Taino. Sergeant Taino is a member of the 31st Operations Support Squadron, Aviano. Receiving recognition as a top leader and scholar from any group in today's Air Force is a true honor. We will now recognize a student who has reached this pinnacle of performance by awarding the John L. Levitow Honor Graduate Award. The John L. Levitow Award is the highest recognition attainable at any level of enlisted professional military education. The recipient of this award clearly excelled in the areas of academics, dress and personal appearance, interpersonal skills, military bearing, and overall leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, the Kisling Non-Commissioned Officer Academy's John L. Levitow Undergraduate Award winner is, from Galaxy Flight, Technical Sergeant Adam Fagan. Sergeant Fagan is a member of the 57th Rescue Squadron, Lake and Heath. Thank you, Mr. Strasburg and Chief Glasscock. Now it is time to capstone Class 17-6's intermediate leadership experience and honor our enlisted heritage by presenting our students with their well-earned graduation diplomas. Audience, please feel free to applaud as the graduates make their way across the stage. Students, prepare for graduation.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Technical Sergeant Buning, and it is my honor to present to you the graduates from Reaper Flight, the Honor Flight. Beginning with the flight leader. From the 727th Air Mobility Squadron, Mildenhall, Technical Sergeant Ashley Govro. From the 48th Aerospace Medicine Squadron, Lake and Heath, Technical Sergeant Aaron Delperding. From the 352nd Special Operations Maintenance Group, Mildenhall, Technical Sergeant Benjamin Glenn. From the 52nd Maintenance Squadron, Spangalum, Technical Sergeant Luis Hernandez. From the 321st Special Tactics Squadron, Mildenhall, Technical Sergeant John Houston. From the 569th United States Forces Police Squadron, Bulgawe, Technical Sergeant Michael May. From the 603rd Air Communications Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Gregory Miller.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Technical Sergeant Pineda, and it is my honor to present you the graduates from Falcon Flight, beginning with my flight leader from the 100 Civil Engineer Squadron, Mildenhall, Technical Sergeant Kyle Hausman. From the 24th Intelligence Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Kevin Flanagan. From the 48th Operations Support Squadron, Lakenheath, Technical Sergeant Lorenzo Gaskins. From the Detachment 2, 25th Intelligence Squadron, Mildenhall, Technical Sergeant Joseph Lovett. From the 31st Logistics Readiness Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Jordan MacArthur. From the 606 Air Control Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Donovan May. From the 52nd Operational Support Squadron, Spandalen, Technical Sergeant Jessica Patton. From the 52nd Maintenance Operations Squadron, Spandalen, Technical Sergeant Sean Poe. From the 372nd Training Squadron, Spandalen, Technical Sergeant Christopher Spiker. From the 501st Combat Support Wing, Alconbury, Technical Sergeant Aaron Thomason. And lastly, from the 786 Civil Engineer Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant John Von Lang.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Technical Sergeant Anthony Canizo, and it's my honor to present to you the graduates from Predator Flight. Beginning with the flight leader from the 100 Operations Support Squadron, Mildenhall, Technical Sergeant Stephen Krause. From the 52nd Maintenance Group, Spain Aller, Technical Sergeant David De Jesus. From the 24th Intelligence Squadron, Ramside, Technical Sergeant Kayla Eshler. From the 31st Logistics Readiness Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Robert Gilmore. From the 693rd Intelligence Support Squadron, Ramside, Technical Sergeant Jessica Kubrinsky. From the 48th Medical Support Squadron, Lakenheath, Technical Sergeant Erica Jones. From the 435th Security Forces Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Stephen Krause. From Headquarters, United States Air Forces Europe, Air Forces Africa, Safety Director, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Zachary Lee. From the 31st Civil Engineer Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Timothy Sherrod. From the 31st Maintenance Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Seth Slack. And finally, from the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, Mission Support Flight Geilenkirchen, Technical Sergeant Michael Strokovich.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Technical Sergeant Grad, and it's my honor to introduce the graduates from Atlas Flight. Beginning with my flight leader from the headquarters, you safe From the 48th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Lincoln Heath, Technical Sergeant Matthew Hargrave. From the 721st Aerial Port Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Nigel Kelly. From the 4th Air Support Operations Group, Wiesbaden, Technical Sergeant Jonathan Levy. From Headquarters, Special Operations Command Europe, J8 Stubright, Technical Sergeant Jed Morris. From the 748th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Lincoln Heath, Technical Sergeant Timothy O'Neill. From the 435th Contingency Response Support Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Anna Reyes. From the 725th Air Mobility Squadron, Rota, Technical Sergeant Brandon Sherman. From the 100th Civil Engineer Squadron, Mildenhall, Technical Sergeant Sergio Fiala. From the 423rd Security Forces Squadron, Alconbury, Technical Sergeant Jeffrey Wardell.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Technical Sergeant Ramsey, and it is my honor to present to you the graduates from Spartan Flight. Beginning with the flight leader, from the 3rd Air Force, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Angelo Makugai. From the Bulgarian Army, Unit 36540, Asinograd, Starshina Yavor Behar. From the 25th Intelligence Squadron, Mildenhall, Technical Sergeant Daniel Frost. From the 31st Medical Operations Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Kenneth Casilos. From the 435th Contingency Response Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Ruben Gingrich. From the 48th Communications Squadron, Lakenheath, Technical Sergeant Rayanne Gonzalez. From the 52nd Medical Operations Squadron, Spengalum, Technical Sergeant Kelly Kaczynski. From the 435th Contingency Response Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Jason Lyons. From the 31st Logistics Readiness Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Lars Peterson. From the 48th Maintenance Group, Lakenheath, Technical Sergeant Kimberly Ransom. From the 100th Security Forces Squadron, Mildenhall, Technical Sergeant Olivia Rogers Stinson. And finally, from the 493rd Fire Squadron, Lakenheath, Technical Sergeant Eric Whitlow.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Technical Sergeant Cook, and it is my honor to present to you the graduates from Spirit Flight, beginning with the flight leader from the 48th Communications Squadron, Lakenheath, Technical Sergeant Ronald Greening. 424th Air Base Squadron, Ches, Technical Sergeant Christopher Brown. From the 748th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Lieutenant Technical Sergeant Sean Davis. From the 48th Communications Squadron, Lieutenant Technical Sergeant Russell Dumont. From the 31st Maintenance Squadron, Aviano Technical Sergeant Sarah Ferrugia. From the 721st Aerial Port Squadron, Ramstein Technical Sergeant Amanda Heisel. Of the Deputy Chairman of the Military Committee, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, Technical Sergeant Jordan Olson. From the Bulgarian Air Force, Unit 54270, Plovdiv, Staff Sergeant Dragana Pavlova. From the 72nd Munitions Support Squadron, Usual, Technical Sergeant Matthew Rusher. From the 31st Munitions Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Anthony Salmon. And finally, from the 100th Force Support Squadron, Milton Hall, Technical Sergeant Chanel Simmons.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Master Sergeant Martin, and it's my honor to present to you the graduates from the Almighty Raptor Flight. Beginning with my flight leader from the 48th Logistics Readiness Squadron, Lakenheath, Technical Sergeant Edward Cunningham. From the Air Force Element European Middle East Africa Personnel Exchange Program, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Carla Deming. From the 100th Operations Support Squadron, Milton Hall, Technical Sergeant Stephanie Hoagland. From the 470th Air Base Squadron, Gallipurgeon, Technical Sergeant Nicholas Olson. From Detachment 2, 25th Intelligence Squadron, Milton Hall, Technical Sergeant Anthony Robertson. From the 100th Maintenance Squadron, Milton Hall, Technical Sergeant Alfredo Sanchez Galindo. From the 52nd Civil Engineer Squadron, Spangava, Technical Sergeant Anthony Santiago. From the 48th Operations Support Squadron, Lakenheath, Technical Sergeant Samantha Sarmiento. From the 435th Construction and Training Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Brian Scott. From the 721st Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Keith Varden. And finally, from the 496th Air Base Squadron, Marone, Technical Sergeant Jacob Winters.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Technical Sergeant Benedicto, and it's my honor to present to you the graduates from Eagle Flight, beginning with the flight leader from the 786th Civil Engineer Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Jacob Sargent. From the 100th Operations Support Squadron, Mildenhall, Technical Sergeant Jeff Dillon. From the 721st Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Maurice Epps. Camp Derby, Technical Sergeant Joshua Hardy. From the 31st Maintenance Group, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Dante King. From the 700th Contractor Squadron, Capone, Technical Sergeant Paul Knott. From the 786th Force Support Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Sadie Martin. From the 721st Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Waylon McCullough. From the 48th Medical Operations Squadron, Lincoln Heath, Technical Sergeant Zachary McDaniel. From the 52nd Force Support Squadron, Springala, Technical Sergeant Joe Clevo. From the 31st Communications Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Daniel Sirius. And last but not least, from the 24th Intelligence Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Robert Smith.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Technical Sergeant Campbell Carrington again, and it is my honor to present to you the graduates from Paid Call Flight, beginning with the flight lead. From the 100th Security Forces Squadron, Milton Hall, Technical Sergeant Anthony Hayes. From the 721st Aerial Port Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Brandon Arlen. From the 701st Munitions Support Squadron, Klein Rogel, Technical Sergeant Joshua Cabral. From the 352nd Special Operations Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Milton Hall, Technical Sergeant Lance Carmichael. From the 693rd Intelligence Support Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Saul Connor. From the 52nd Medical Support Squadron, St. Gallen, Technical Sergeant Jacob Crabtree. From the 1st Communications Maintenance Squadron, Capone, Technical Sergeant Jericho Nichols. From the 470th Air Base Squadron, Geilenkirchen, Technical Sergeant Ashley Payne. From the 86th Maintenance Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Tyler Hertu. From the 31st Communications Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Aisha Ross. From Detachment 4, 18th Intelligence Squadron, Beltwell, Technical Sergeant Daryl Valdez. And from the 48th Component Maintenance Squadron, Lakenheath, Technical Sergeant Joshua Wilson.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Technical Sergeant Young, and it is my honor to present to you the graduates from Galaxy Flight. Right here. Beginning with our flight leader, from the 57th Rescue Squadron, Lakenheath, Technical Sergeant Adam Fagan. From the 114th Squadron, Tel North Ishri, Chief Master Sergeant Amya Azule. From the 606 Air Control Squadron Aviano, Technical Sergeant Michael Branch. From the 52nd Civil Engineer Squadron, Spangalo, Technical Sergeant Sean Kyle. From the 352nd Special Operations Maintenance Group, Logis Field, Technical Sergeant Daniel Kim. From the 86th Force Support Squadron, Capone Air Base, Technical Sergeant That's Daniel Kim. We're gonna go back over that case. All right, he deserves their recognition. From the 65th Force Support Flight, Logisfield, Technical Sergeant Daniel Kim. From the 86th Force Support Squadron, Capone Air Base, Technical Sergeant Samantha Maybridge. From the 5th Intelligence Agency, Stuttgart, Technical Sergeant Brandon Patterson. From the Defense Intelligence Agency, Stuttgart, Technical Sergeant Haley Reyes. From the 86th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Caleb Simpson. From the 100 Maintenance Group, Mildenhall, Technical Sergeant Daniel Smith. And from the 31st Force Support Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Dustin Taylor.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is my honor to present to you the graduates from the amazing Hercules flight, starting with the class leader, from the 606 Air Control Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Corey Klein. Now, presenting my flight leader from the 31st Munitions Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Michael Siebert. From the 31st Maintenance Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Dustin Alsbrook. From the 606 Air Control Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Nicholas Cooper. From the 48th Logistics Readiness Squadron, Lake and Heath, Technical Sergeant Dexter Dodd. From the 48th Medical Operations Squadron, Lake and Heath, Technical Sergeant Lauren Everett. From the 606 Air Control Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Jessica Hunter. From the 435th Contingency Response Support Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Fritz Jr. From the 603rd Air Operations Center, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Justin Quaid. And last but not least, from the 52nd Maintenance Group Staff, Spangalo, Technical Sergeant Thomas Schwarzkopf.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Technical Sergeant Johnson, and it is my honor to present to you the graduates from Thunderbolt Flight, starting with the flight leader. From the 726th Air Mobility Squadron, Sky Island, Technical Sergeant John applause. From the 52nd Operations Support Squadron, Spandau, Technical Sergeant Walter Blake. From the 52nd Security Forces Squadron, Spandau, Technical Sergeant Gerald Boyer. From the 86th Dental Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Sarah Choi. From the American Forces Network Europe, Sembacasern, Technical Sergeant Dennis Ellison Jr. From the 31st Logistic Readiness Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Eric Epifanio. From the 86th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Dwayne Huber. From the 52nd Communications Squadron, Spandau, Technical Sergeant Randall Randall. From the 372nd Training Squadron, Detachment 17, Spandau, Technical Sergeant Eric Stoner. From the 35th Operations Support Squadron, Aviano, Technical Sergeant Liza Tatum. From the 352nd Special Operations Maintenance Squadron, Mildenhall, Technical Sergeant Casey Warner. And from the 450th Intelligence Squadron, Ramstein, Technical Sergeant Patrick Wood.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about one more round of applause for our graduates? Thank you, Vince Aloft from the United States Air Forces in Europe Band for your excellent music. Now we will hear closing comments from Chief Glasscock, followed by the class leader's dismissal of the class. Finally, we will conclude our ceremony with you, the audience, joining us as we sing the Air Force song. Chief Glasscock, the floor is yours.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Let's give a big thank you to the Officers Club, Public Affairs, Executive Support, and the Woodman Band for all their support. Thank you. I think you're my new best friend because you are like inspirational. And we got to meet him a few times during this class, and he is amazing. So thank you, Mr. Strasburger, for coming out and seeing us and all your support of the Enlisted Corps. We really appreciate it. Everybody, Mr. Strasburger. Commanders, chiefs, directors, first sergeants, throw them all out there, supervisors, friends. Thank you all for coming. And family, I have to take this moment to say, if you were listening throughout this event today, they talked about the Commandant Award and how I got to interview the people who were voted by their peers and their instructors to compete for that. And when I sat down with them, it was amazing. I was so re-glued and inspired by what they had to share, but the biggest thing to them was their family. Every single one of them, when I was like, what makes you tick? What keeps you going? What motivates you? It was the family. And I'm not kidding. They were like, I don't know how she does it. I get back from deployment. I had the kids for a week, and that was it. Like, I'm done. So they really do admire you guys and everything you do. So let's give it up for the family. And the staff, the Kisling staff. These guys are outstanding. You want to talk about a motivated, determined group of people. Where are they? I see you all over there and all the way all along here. This is your crew right here. I am blessed to work with each and every one of these guys every day, and it has been outstanding to see over this last class how your ideas are flourishing and you guys are making changes, and it's outstanding. I thank you personally for everything you guys do, and it's such an honor to work with you guys each and every day. So to the staff. Class 17-6. Today is your day. Congratulations. On behalf of myself and the staff and everybody here, we are excited to see you guys get back out there, take those new skills, and put them to work. And we wish you guys nothing but the best on your endeavors. Congratulations. Next, Sergeant Kleins. Where are you? Come on up for the last time. Yeah, take charge of your class.
Got it, fine.